Yeah, so Asbury is about 20 minutes from my house. And I had been involved with Asbury just as a local college pastor, a local pastor. And then I was leading a missions agency and missed hanging out with lost kids. So I volunteered as the goalkeeper coach at Asbury. And they have a chapel that's offered 3 times a week. And they had heard that I had been a pastor. This volunteer soccer coach, football coach, had been a pastor. So I spoke in chapel. I had spoken in chapel multiple times. I'd spoken in chapel on February 1st, a sermon that I felt very confident of, that I thought went really well. And then a week later, I preached on February 8th, 2023, a sermon that I did not feel very confident, did not feel very strong. I ran out of time, clicked through some slides, and said, hey, I'll stick around till 1:30 if you want to stick around and pray. But then I got to run to coffee.
Didn't you text your wife and say it didn't go very well?
Well, I don't know if this is inappropriate, but I got to my seat and I texted her that I had laid a stinker and that I would be home soon for a nap.
Yes.
And then like 20 minutes later, I texted her like, they won't leave. And it wasn't like a spiritual they won't leave. It was like, I won't get my nap. They won't leave. And then an hour later, I was like, I think I'm going to stick around. God seems to be doing something. And then about 4 hours later, it was a voice memo of me weeping, saying it feels like Jesus is sitting on stage. Get the girls and bring them to Asbury as soon as possible. And then for the next 16 days, I found myself in leading what was known now as the Asbury Outpouring.
Yes.
And spontaneously, approximately 80,000 people came to this 2-stoplight town, and over 300 universities were represented during that time, and we sent them back as missionaries. That we had what we know of 37 other unique outpourings on their campuses, and conservatively we saw about 30,000 people come to Christ that we've in simple ways followed up with. We've sent 100 teams to the nations to testify, and my life has changed. We've given over our life to this assignment to just encourage and tell stories.